Hey everyone, my name is Meg from Loven Stamps and welcome to the Loven Stamp Studio. So today's video project is going to be a really fun one I think you guys will like, and I will show you a bonus because today is the very last day of April, which is when this video is debuting. And I am sad to say that we have to say goodbye to the last chance products. And we are, though, very excited about tomorrow, May 1st kickoff for the new things. So we're right on the transition there. And this is the last project from my Ice Cream Swirl series. So if you haven't seen those videos, you want to go back and check them out for all of the fun projects and so forth that I've been sharing. So lots of good ideas there. But today's project is actually one of my very favorite card layouts. I really find this one to be super helpful in making the most of a pretty designer series paper that has great design on both sides. We are also going to pull out our 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and the link for the supplies today is in the video description, except for the in colors, which actually start tomorrow. So those, you're going to want to check a couple things from the video description. One, how you can get all of those things for free. The stamps, the Stampin Write markers, which are different from the ones I'm going to show you today. Today is a Stampin Blends tutorial, but still great. The paper, the designer series paper from the in colors, anyway, all of it. It's a really cool opportunity. And if you are like, wait, no, I want to order my ice cream swirls now, remember that the retiring in colors we're about to say goodbye to. And you can add those to your stamping collection, especially those Stampin' Blends are on a really great offer right now. Okay, but you want to see stamping, right? Are we ready to stamp? Okay, let us go ahead and switch our camera down. And here is all the goodies that I have to show to you. So we have our ice cream swirl stamps. There are dies that match this. We're going to use a little bit. And we have the retiring in color Stampin' Blends. So those are headed out. And then we have the new ones that start tomorrow. So let's pull our pieces out. This is actually one of the card kits that you will get as part of your card kits and by mail that are my thank you for people who place online orders during the month of April. You get 2 card kits, one to make this card here, which we did as an earlier episode of Maker Mornings with Meg, and one to make today's card. So when you get this paper, it might be a different pattern because we have so many pretty choices for this. But we're going to go ahead. You're going to want to take your circle punch and let's see. Actually, first thing, we'll just fold it in half so that we have an idea. And this card or paper is cut down to 11 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So it is ready sized to go into a regular envelope. Then I'm going to open this up and pop my circle punch in there. I don't know, maybe about an inch up from the bottom all the way, and go ahead and punch a circle, which you will have to, you'll get to use that circle for whatever you like. So it's a bonus piece. All right, now we have a piece of basic white cardstock that's going to fit inside. So it is cut to layer in there. And then we have a strip of the designer series paper, and we're only going to use part of that. And we have a strip of the shimmer paper, which if you have not seen, pardon me, if you have not seen how you can get this shimmer paper sampler by signing up for my Loven Stamps Designer Series paper share, you're going to want to check the video description for details on that too. So, all right, because a little goes a long way with that good stuff. All right, so let's get some things going here. I'm going to move these just a little because we don't need them quite yet. And my ink pads. So this technique that we're doing on this is a really cool Stampin' Blends technique where you stamp color on color. And so I'm going to start off with my ice cream. We're going to stamp this in Peekaboo, Peach Pie. I almost said the wrong retired color there. But before I do, I'm actually going to do a little bit of masking. No, we're just going to do it over the top. Yeah, we're going to live dangerously. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp my ice cream here. And I'm putting it down kind of near the bottom where it's going to show through the hole in the front of my card. So let's take a look at what that looks like. This is a designer series paper Peekaboo card. and see how we're gonna have that ice cream right there. And we're gonna add a little more stamping to this as we go. We're gonna add in pecan pie, the little candy piece here, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and stamp that just right over the top. It's gonna be dark enough to cover it up. And then we're gonna use our cone. Now, the cone would leave lines in the ice cream because I want to have a lot of the cone show. Just like in an earlier video I showed you, I don't want to have those lines pop through. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mask this. You can see I save all my pieces in here. We're going to put, this is just a piece of Post-it note. A long time ago we had this demonstrator thing where you get Stampin' Up Post-it notes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this on here. Now, usually I say at this point things like, hey, if you're here, make sure you say hi. Even though I'm not actually live, this is a recorded video, please do say hi. It's always fun to go back later and see who's watching and so forth. And if I have time, I might like jump on right now and comment along with you guys. So. All right, so we have our pieces done here for our cone. I'm actually not going to color a cone on this one. I'm going to leave it really simple, but I am going to do our color on color trick with our peach pie Stampin Blends markers. So let's zoom in here. Okay, there we go, so that you guys can see what's going on. So when I use Stampin' Blend markers, I always start with the light marker. And I give a basic color wash, basically. I'm just coloring the whole back of our paper so that we have, like, wet the paper. If you think about watercoloring, you wouldn't watercolor with your, you wouldn't watercolor, like, the dark places immediately on your watercolor paper. You always wet the paper. So essentially, we're wetting the paper here with alcohol because that is the stuff that's inside these markers, the solvent, so... All right, I should probably turn off the buzzy parts of my computer there so we don't keep hearing a random noise. All right, let's see. So we're going to keep coloring. And the beauty of this technique when you're coloring on color is that you get a really cool resist technique. Now you'll also notice that I'm coloring in the lines of the ice cream. Whether you're coloring something natural like a flower or a leaf, or something like this that has shape, you're gonna work hard to add some blending to it. Don't ruin it by like coloring up and down with a swipe that doesn't match the line of your element. So I'm gonna go back now with my dark. I'll explain that more in a second. And above every one of our stamped lines, I'm gonna go ahead and add a strip all the way to the edge and along this edge here of our dark marker. I promise it's going to come out looking really cool. I'm trying to get right to the stamped line. Anyway, what I mean by that is like if you think about if you have, you know, Crayola markers from when you were a kid or whatnot, when you color with them, you end up with like a hash, right? A hash line that is very much the line of the markers. They don't blend. So you don't want to create that situation for yourself when you're trying to work hard to have things that blend. So remember to use your markers to follow the line of the image. Okay, right side up makes a little more sense to you. So the last part of this is just like normal Stampin' Blends, the way I teach them. You're gonna color at the intersection of the light and dark, okay? So if you think about this, what you're doing is you are using the alcohol, the solvent in the marker to soften that connection between the light and the dark, okay? So we're adding sort of a medium in here. All right. So every one of those dark lines is going to get the same treatment. And you can see the resist starting to come through. I'll show you in a little close-up here for our ice cream. All right, do you see how the layers are coming through there where the ink is resisting a little bit? Okay, so you can kind of see like that line right there was where I stamped, the one right underneath there, and it doesn't show through. It's really cool. I know. Was kind of flabbergasted to see this the first time. So I'm going to go back with our, no, I'm not using my same, I'm not using my advice here. Color across, because that's the direction of the sort of the item that we're using. So I'm going back with pecan pie to add some color to our little cookie. And that's our light. Next step, dark. I'm going to color on the, I like to call them color here lines. They're the shadow lines that Stampin' Up! Adds to our images that make it just really easy to know where to add the dark line. And then I'm going to go back with our light and just do a little intersection coloring there at the color here lines, okay? So that gives us a really, really fun, kind of realistic looking ice cream cone. I'm a big fan. Now on the, I don't remember what episode it was, but on the episode where I showed this watercolor or Stampin' Blends Marker, that's the same technique, stamp in the color, color over it with the blends. I did an extra line around the edge, and this is done with the ivory Stampin' Blend. It comes as a pair with like ivory and bronze, I think. But to give this a little bit more dimension on the page, you can go ahead and just outline the whole thing with this ivory marker. So if you want to see that in action, you can go back for this video tutorial. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it off of this one just for some variety so you can kind of see how those effects look next to each other. And we're going to do some stamping inside here. So I'm going to bring back my pecan pie because one of the cool greetings in the stamp set is this little yum yum greeting. And so we're going to add some yum yums on here, especially because they're going to show through the front of our card just a little bit. And so let's kind of take a look at how this is going to go here back in our piece. See, like that? They just barely show. All right, too close. Let's go back out. Moving my ink out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this inside. Now, one of the great things about a designer series paper card is seeing both sides of gorgeous paper. One of the drawbacks is that the paper is a little bit thinner than you would have for a cardstock card. So I don't like it to feel thin though. So what I always like to do is have a cardstock layer that's going to go either on the front of this designer paper. Sometimes I'll put it on the back as another sheet. But I always like to strengthen this so that the card has enough bulk in it to feel just really nice. So, okay, I'm going to assume that you guys are commenting and that I am loving your comments. So if you have questions or whatnot, leave them there and I will be sure to come back and comment on them a little bit later. So I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue here. A little goes a long way. And I'm going to add this to the front of our card. And then we have some more decoration to add here. So, all right, we have this piece of designer series paper, which you might be wondering about. And the nice thing about this is that it's fairly light. And so what we can do is we can stamp right on this. So just like you can stamp on colored cardstock, I know, crazy, right? Like we did in this little box here, we stamped on colored cardstock and then used Stampin' Blends on it. I was like breaking all the rules. You can also use your stamps. Oh, I've already got them out here on your designer series paper. So we're going to go with Hope Your Day is Sweet. And I'm going to stamp this way out here near the end and go ahead and then trim this. So your paper, if you're getting this as a card kit, your paper will already be trimmed a little bit shorter. So you won't have to worry about that quite so much. And there is our banner tail. And this is going to fit down here, but we desperately need, okay, maybe it's not desperate, but we really need, I'm going to put the dimensional on this part of it because I don't want to put it on here and then seal our card shut. Much safer to just pop it there onto the card base. Okay. Remember, it takes a teeny bit longer for ink to dry on the designer series paper, so I don't want to smudge that. I'm just going to keep my hands off for a bit. We're going to add one more little element, and that's going to be this little cherry. This is not a cherry. This is a strawberry. Good job there, Meg. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a scrap of basic white cardstock, and we're going to color this in Petunia Pop, or we're going to stamp it in Petunia Pop. And I feel like this is a little bit raspberry-y colored, but I love all of the in colors together. And I can't remember, did I tell you about getting all of these for free? Starting tomorrow, if you order the demonstrator starter kit, you get all the pads for free, along with in color cardstock assortments and some other goodies. It's like a really, really, really good deal. So if that's something you are considering, I highly recommend considering that demonstrator starter kit option. And I would love to help you get started as a new demonstrator. So, all right, I am going to pop this on here. This is, we're coloring with our Pretty in Pink marker. I wore my Pretty in Pink striped sweater today in honor of this fabulous color. So remember, light first, then dark on the color here lines, which are going to be all of these little dots. I think I missed one there. And this edge. And then go back and color at the intersection. So with this one, I might have to add a little bit darker here to really make a contrast between the two. I'll do that. I'll add a little bit more dark there along the bottom edge. And then these leaves are so tiny that I'm not going to worry, but I'm going to use Summer Splash. I couldn't remember for a second. We're going to use Summer Splash, and I'm going to color these in so that we're reusing this color. Remember, I have taught you guys during Maker Mornings with Meg episodes that you always want to repeat a color on your project more than once so that it doesn't look like you just throw something random on there, okay? Every color needs a little support from its friends and whatnot. And so we're gonna use this here and the die to go along with it. And I have my strawberry here. Sometimes when I'm using a die set, when I put a die set away for a while, like I know I'm not gonna use it for a while, I'll take all the tape off because I don't like to leave the gummy tape on. But when I'm using something over and over again for a while, I always pop this. Now, when you get this card kit, you might get a strawberry, you might get the cookie die, you might get the cherry. All of these are awesome possibilities for this. So let's pop, oops, not closer. Let's pop out. And actually, I'm gonna just turn my camera back for 1 second, I think. There we go. And I'm gonna bring you over to my die cut machine, and which is actually set up to use that embossing folder still. That one that I showed you on the last video. And I'm gonna pop this through here and do some die cuts. I have a moment, I forgot what day of the week it is versus when like this is showing and so forth. So if you're wondering where I am, I'm not in my studio because I'm on the Stampin' Up incentive trip right now, which is to Cancun, Mexico, to an amazing resort. And you may have already figured that out. My plan is to try and post some pictures for you. But I am also required to use the disclaimer that says that less than 1% of demonstrators with Stampin' Up earn this trip. It does take a lot of work, and I appreciate all of you guys for being part of the Stampin' Up community and your orders and so forth that help me to earn these trips. So anyway, that's my disclaimer, and but that's where I am. So let's go back to finishing our card, and I have my little strawberry die cut here. This needs a Stampin' Dimensional, which again, I'm gonna put on the card instead of onto my strawberry so I don't inadvertently pop it someplace it doesn't fit. And now, I don't know about you guys, but if Sue's watching, she's gonna say, wait, there's no bling. Okay, well there's some bling because the shimmer paper is just amazingly beautiful. But we do need to add some extra bling to this. And the bling is the, okay, well, the bling is around here somewhere. Someone may have moved off with my bling in the meantime. Anyway, it's the shimmer gems that match these in colors. And look, hey, I have one that's done. So, oh, look, the shimmer gems were hiding under. So we're gonna go ahead and add these here. Remember to always slit your packets on the side so that you can easily get out what you want. And I'm gonna use my take your pick tool. We're gonna go with green on this one. I think I'm actually gonna branch out of, I'm gonna use Shy Shamrock here instead of just the Summer Splash. And we're gonna pop a little green one down on here too, okay? All right, so there we have a very fun Peekaboo card, just like that, all right? So all 4 of these projects use the same set of supplies. My goal every month is to make sure that you guys have a really good set of choices to use the supplies that I feature. And so these projects are the features for the month of April, and you get these tutorials when you've placed an order in my online store. So it's not too late. Today is the 30th if you're watching this live or on its reveal or shortly after. So you could still qualify to get the 2 card kits, which is going to be these 2, with your order from me by ordering on April 30th. And then on May 1st, it'll be a new order. And tomorrow I have a new video to show you that is a catalog walkthrough. That's going to be tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, May 1st at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then Thursday morning, I'll have another video here that, let's see, should I give you like a little sneak peek? This is what we're going to be featuring on that one coming up on May 2nd for regular Maker Mornings with Meg. So that was it. Okay, I do have another card to show you though. And this one features some retiring things. So let's scoot this stuff out of the way. I'm not going to make the whole card. I'm just going to show you the fancy put together parts of it. It's another DSP card, and the DSP card base Peekaboo card. And we are featuring here, this is the, what is this paper? Eclectic something or other? I can't remember. So this is the, it's the jumbo pack of paper. Oh gosh, it's killing me now. Okay, hold on. Do I even have my book here? I do. It's like a dainty or eclectic designs. So look at all those red X's, all the stuff that's retiring from here. Here it is. It's delightfully eclectic. I knew it had a D in it. Anyway, delightfully eclectic really has some great papers in it, and it is on super sale if you can still get it. So today is the last day, and it has this daisy paper that has these lemon limey things on the back of it, and the Sweet Citrus stamp set and coordinating dies and embossing folder are also retiring, and I'm going to be really sad to see these go, but they are a great opportunity to add to your stamping collection. So I wanted to show you this one. It's the same card layout we just did, except I stamped the lemons here, and I love this pun, sending you a big squeeze. Plus, it has have a zesty birthday, enjoy the sweeter things in life. I mean, really, thanks a bunch. It's really hard to beat the punnage on this card, but I didn't love the vertical space as much because these greetings are too wide to fit this direction. So I actually turned the same card sideways. Instead of punching up here, I punched down here, and I did my stamping in the other orientation. So this is the same card layout as our DSP Peekaboo card here. It's just turned sideways. Okay, so now you can have a zesty birthday. And then here's the same one, just with a paper turned the opposite direction. So super, super easy card. And I hope that you guys can put this idea to use for you. So there's a couple different versions of it here. And then our ice cream version from today. All right, coming back to you guys. Thanks so much for watching all of these videos. It was good to be here with you this morning. And I look forward to sharing tomorrow's new catalog walkthrough. I have a ton of Stampin' Up card samples from the new catalog, really cool ideas for things. And then I have on Thursday morning at our regular 9:30 a.m. Central Time, another episode of Maker Mornings with Meg to share with you with that little sneak peek that flew by, like flew across the screen. I know, you could probably guess what that one's about now. So anyway, thank you guys for being here, and I will be sure to catch all of your comments and see what's going on, and watch for, as long as I have internet, watch for some fun pictures from our Stampin' Up incentive trip adventures in Mexico. So happy stamping, guys. Have a really great day.